everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. So me and my friend Kayla are doing our top 100 games of all the games we have played in 2025. And we're now in the top half. We're starting with 50 to 41 today. Now I want to address, first of all, we skipped a week. And mainly because my game room is finally getting together and I had to rearrange. And then I have somehow booked myself solid as well. And I was like, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. I'm like, Kayla, I don't have the presentation ready. So it's like, do you mind if we push it back? And it worked well for you as well.
It really did.
So,
it really did.
So we took a breather. But good news is that all my games are unpacked and on shelves. And I have a working game room again. They're not quite all organized the way I want it just yet. I still need to they're in their section and I need to kind of fix each of those sections. First of all, I want to point out, I have an insane amount of 6+ player game.
Really?
Like a full 5x5 filled and the top and a spinny thing. A 6+ player game.
That's funny because I feel like normally when we're in the room, like we're just like, oh, what can we play? And usually we kind of go to the kind of like standard ones that you're just like, oh, this one, or maybe like a new one that's come in that you're like, oh, this one I know is 6+, right? So it's like, so that'll be fun because there'll be so many more options to pick from.
Yeah, we can quickly see. It's like, okay, bigger group, you have this whole wall basically available. So I was surprised. It took me by surprise. I didn't realize I had quite that many.
And then is it just
2 players only?
And is it just like 6+? Like, or do you have it like 6 and then 8 and then 10 and then?
Oh, stop it.
Okay. I figured that was too micro. But I just wanted to check.
So I have in there, like, I've put all the race game and the abstract, not the abstract strategy, but the dexterity. That's the word.
Oh,
okay. The dexterity games in there. And most of them are 6+, but there's a couple that wasn't quite, but they're on top of the shelf. But then the full shelf is, and like, overflowing. Like I had to move some out of there. Like, mind you, and it makes sense because I often, mostly with my local group, will often play bigger group games.
Yeah.
Because I'll have a few of the local ladies come and then they'll bring their kids and then we end up being a bigger group. And with that group, they'd like to kind of play together. So it makes sense. And then now it's like, oh, okay, good. We can quickly find where those are.
Yeah.
I'm about to be my own guest on Show Me Your Shelfie, so I'm excited. It'll be good. Can
you do 2 screens?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I can have this here and then kind of switch to the phone view and have myself as a guest on my phone and then kind of go walk around and show everything.
You just need to get a little Mel standee so that you can go back, and back to you, Mel. Did you have any other questions?
Maybe a little stuffy or something. Halloween dummy thing,
Just get one of your little meeples and put your face on it.
There you go. You go. Yes. So, but let's get back on subject here. We're here to talk about our number 50 to 41. And I have an idea of what's coming. You have an idea of what yours are coming. Because I just made it like last night.
Hey, it's fresh.
I can guarantee every slide has a picture though. So
perfect.
We're doing good. All right, let's get started with our number 50. And we're going to start with you again, Kayla.
Okay, so my number 50 is Trinket Trove. So Travis introduced, I think, both of us to this one. You hadn't played it before, had you?
No,
I don't think you had. So this one here, you're like a cute little critter collector, and you're collecting all these little random human odds and ends for your own little critter oddities. So like you got like little pop bottle caps and marbles and thumbles.
I would have clued in that was not right. Point that out.
And you're gonna trade and collect sets of these different little oddities, and you're gonna use those to decorate your burrow or your house or whatever is the theme of it, anyways. So you have 4 cards to start, and each round a new trinket card will. New trinket cards will come out, and they'll be placed face up in the center of the table, which is dependent on number of players. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take turns bidding for the draft order by offering up the trinket cards that are in your hand. So then, based on the highest to lowest bid, then you're going to take turns claiming the trinkets in the center of the table, which when you take them, you're going to take the bids that were also put by the other players, and you can't take your own bid unless I think there's only 2.
It's the
left.
last card left. Yeah.
Yeah. The last one left. And then you place that into your hand, and then you do, I think it's 5 or 6 rounds, and then you're going to score your hand, and whoever has the most points wins. But it's set collection. So like if you have like 6 bottle caps, then it's 12 points. But if you have 7 bottle caps, then it's 20 points. Like that's a little bit arbitrary, but that's kind of how it works. And they kind of score in slightly different set collection ways. But it seems really simple, and the mechanics of it are, but the bidding order and kind of knowing what other people want, it kind of, and it's interesting because you also have like the cards from your hand, because I find that mostly in bidding games you have some external component to what you're trying to score, but because it's the actual cards that you're scoring with that you're having to give up, so you're having to kind of pay attention to what other people are doing, but it's so like it's such a tight game that you also can't really do a lot of hate drafting either, right? So it's just
you might put something that's like, he's probably go for this, so hopefully I can pick this up.
Yes, yeah. So it's more like a, ooh, I think they're gonna like this one, which means I'll be able to get that one, right? So it's kind of the opposite of hate drafting, where you're kind of like trying to sweeten the pot enough for the other player to get what you want out of it. So it's a very like interesting little game that has a little bit of reverse psychology, player manipulation, bribery going on. So yeah, it's got this like cute theme, but like has a lot of thinkiness to it, and I really liked it. So that was a good intro, Travis. That was my number 50.
Yes, no, that was great. It's funny because we took so many pictures of every game that day except this one. I took a picture of the front of the box and the back of the box, and that's why I'm showing this. Fair. Right? Of course. There's a reason I take a bazillion pictures, and I guess that was probably like one of the early games and we didn't get in the groove of things. But yeah, no, that was a fun day, actually. We played lots.
We did. Yeah. So yeah,
perfect.
That's my number 50.
So that's your number 50. All right. Well, my number 50 is, and I did this yesterday, but I forget. So it is Tower Up. Okay. I bought this game from Carla. I don't know why she sold this. It's such an amazing game. Maybe she didn't play it. But anyways, doesn't matter.
Sound like Carla
lost
at all.
My game. No, it does not. She probably played it.
She would have 100% played
it like crazy. And then she's like, okay, it's time to move on. Some people move on from games, apparently. So first of all, like, this game is so well designed. You have this little tray in the back there that'll hold your card, and you can put up cards of what you can draft each round. And then in the back, it'll hold all of the components.
And that's that little gray thing in the top right?
It's like beige.
Beige. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like, and it's part of the box, but it keeps everything organized. Then you have the map. And it's a bit of an area control game because you're going to be placing these towers, but you can't place the same color next to each other. And then you place towers, and then you can place roof on it. When you place roof on it, you score the tower. And if you notice on the player board there's like their little tracks. And if you look closely, those components, they're machinery. Like one's a truck, one's a front end loader. What is it's so cute.
I could recognize the truck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the components are super cute. Then you can put your roof on it, and then you get to score it. But what's interesting is you can only build next to where you place. And you can kind of, okay, I'm going here so I can add these here. So as it fills up, say, oh man, I really want to score that tower, but there's nothing around it, so I can't go there anymore. Or I was really hoping to score there, but I only have brown towers, and that's a brown tower, so I can't put a different color next to it. Like the whole thing is interesting. Now, if you notice, there's a couple, like you can put a roof and then build further and put another roof, and then you can score those towers multiple times as you build like around them. And then you have this little caution cone on the bottom that kind of goes up everything. And that's kind of part of like the multiplier of your score. So
and that's your player color too, right?
Yes.
Is there an orange one?
I would have to check. I think it's 4 colors. I had played the pink, but there's 2 other colors. Oh yeah, an orange would be cool for the orange caution sign. I see what you were saying there.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I have played this game with Lee a couple of times, and I really, really like it. And the gameplay is entertaining and fun, but the whole, like the components, how it builds up, like the look of it, and then all the attention to details, and then like the train and how it all comes together, so good. It is so good. And it's, I don't know, there's just something about this game that's like, if you notice, like they all have different design on the edge of the buildings as well. Yeah. So one has like a brick design, one has like windows, one has like square windows, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful game. And
so like the bottom left gray one,
yeah,
I can see you have a tower that has a pink roof on it. So does that mean that for the gray one, only you could put a roof on it currently?
Well, no, you gotta place the roof when you build.
Okay.
So like, and so some of the, like, and the gray one, because if you look at the gray one, there's nothing open around it. This was a picture at the end of the game. So there's nothing around that, so we wouldn't be able to go and build there anymore.
Okay.
Right. But it's like you can lock yourself out, but then you can kind of try to force to lock the other player out as well. And then you also need to kind of collect the proper cubes to be able to build up and stuff. It's just a really satisfying game. Like, I mean, it's simple and it plays quick. I don't know if it says on there how quick it is. Oh, it doesn't. But super, super good. I really like this one.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like kind of like a meteor Santorini a little bit.
Yeah, like it'll have like it'll have kind of that kind of feel a little bit to it. It's not as
but you have more point scoring. Yeah. Because Santorini is just like you did, more free for all, but this is more point based.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and I really like it. So yeah, my number 50 is Tower Up.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so 49. So
all right, 49.
Yes. So my number 49 is Galactic Cruise.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of where I played this first.
You played it at Mel.
I would have been at your house. Yes, but I would have played it at your house first. I think it was just after you had gotten it. You played it.
Is that the time you played it wrong?
No, it was after the time you played it wrong. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. And this. Oh, go ahead.
Was it with you and Carla?
I feel like there was more of. Oh no! It might.
If only we had an app that kept track of all of that.
Yes, yeah.
We could look it up, but so we played it first time. My copy at my house.
Yes, yeah, and then I did play it again at Melcon. But this one to me is like incredibly thematic. So you're supposed to be, and I mean, some of it doesn't really translate. You're supposed to be a supervisor of a travel company, and you're offering these extended stay vacations in space. And I think that this sounds like the biggest supervisor job in the entire world. Awful job, because you have to supervise the building of rocket ships that are taking like tourists into space, and advertising and guest satisfaction of those vacationers, and new technology, and hiring new staff. Like, that sounds like an awful job. So I think you are very well motivated to try and get a real job, which is that you would get to be a CEO of the company if you win. So yeah, so it's a worker placement game where on your turn you're either going to place a worker and take 2 actions of this kind of central board system there, or you can also yeet one of your workers that is hopefully trained as a pilot into space with the tourists. Or you can recall your workers and collect bonuses. So that's like the general gist of it. Is like a long teach for the game for sure. And there's like a ton of moving parts, but you have different things that you're going to do, like acquire blueprints, or that kind of help you choose the theme of it. And there's like a board game themed cruise that you can go on, which I think is like really popular, that everybody tries to get when you're playing it. Yeah, and so you can construct the different levels or parts of your ship, and then based on the different types of parts of the ship, whether it's like, like leisure or
it's like family, leisure, and sport or adventure.
Okay, I did have sport in my head, and I was like, that's weird, sport in space. But yeah, maybe that is also actually a thing. So yeah, you do that, and then yeah, you're going to try and attract the guests based on what they like. And I think there's one other thing that you can do. But basically, there's like these objectives on the left, and you're trying to move those. I don't think you can see that on
It
here,
might not. I took one that kind of showed the main.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're trying to race up those tracks by completing these different objectives, which then is what also triggers the end of game. And then the player with the most points gets to become the new CEO of the Galactic Cruise. So it has a lot of moving parts, but yeah, like I said, like it seems really thematic to me, which I'm sure you could reskin for sure. Like you could put a zoo theme on it or whatever, but I just really enjoyed how well it translated for me for being such like so many moving pieces. You're going to advertise your cruise line, you're going to draw people in, you're going to make this cool ship that people are going to want to go on, and make sure that you pack enough food, water, and oxygen, including for your pilot, because that'd be bad if he passed out halfway through the trip. And then everybody has fun, see you in 2 weeks, and then they come back and you get some things for that, right? So it's like a very general overview of a very chunky game, but yeah, I really like it, and the components are really nice. And I actually really liked, like, I'm trying to think of the time between when we played at your place and when I played it at Melcon. And I feel like there was like at least a month or 2 in between. And I felt I was coming from work from Melcon. And so you had kind of gone through the teach. And like I felt actually pretty okay with like a general, like, yeah, remember you do this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah. And then having not played it as somebody that is really bad at remembering how to play games, I felt like it was a couple turns in and I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. And I felt like I was in the game. Right. So I really like
it's well designed for that. Like it is a bigger game, but the fact that it fits the theme so well, and it just kind of course you're gonna have to advertise and bring on some guests, and then but you can't send them on anything. You have to build the ship, so you got to get the blueprints. You're gonna build the ships, like, and everything kind of fits well in what you're trying to accomplish. And then on the player board itself, it's well detailed there what each steps are, what you can do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it can be a bit of a bigger teach for sure, but it's not like it's not super complex. It's easy to follow.
Yeah, I really, and it's like there is definitely a balance system of like, ooh, like you don't want to spend too much over here without there, but like it doesn't feel like even in your first play where you're like, oh, I focused too hard over here and I really screwed up over here, right? Because it's so balanced where you're like, yes, I do need to focus here, but if I focus over here, that kind of impacts this. So I think it's incredibly well done.
Yes, definitely. They did a great job with this one.
So yeah,
wonderful.
That's my number 49, Galactic Cruise.
Galactic Cruise. Such a good game. I'm really glad I got this one. All right, my number 49 is Chinatown. And I think you talked about this game just not 2 weeks ago. But I can't remember which number it was, but this has made your list now. So this is a crossover. And Chinatown is just such a satisfying game. What's really great with it is like it's just a pure game. We are negotiating. So you're going to get cards that's going to give you different districts in this city, and they'll have a number. So maybe I now own 66. It's like, great, I don't have anything around that, or maybe I do. And you're trying to create these clusters of these districts that you can own in the different buildings in this neighborhood so that you can build businesses in there. Now, some business are smaller, some business are bigger. So you can go fairly big if you're going to build a restaurant. And I think a restaurant, you can go up to 6. Now, if you can start it at 2, it's just a small restaurant, and it's going to bring in income once you have a business attached to it. And that's another thing you can negotiate, because we're drafting these district, but then also these business, and you're going to get tiles that has business and be like, oh, okay, well, I see that you have number 40 there. I have 66. Obviously, we would be better off the other way. Should we trade? Be like, wait a minute, giving you 40 gives you way more than my 66 is, like, you're going to have to sweeten the deal. And you can negotiate pretty much anything, right? You could negotiate some of these businesses. You could negotiate money. You can, like, I'll give you a foot rub, whatever you want to do. But, and like, but the goal is to have the most money at the end, and the more business you can build, and then once you build the business, it starts generating money. Now, if you get the business at its maximum size, it's generate quite a bit more. But the bigger the business, then it's quite a bit more as well, right? So then you kind of, in each round, you collect money for the business that you have in place. And then you do another round, collect new districts, kind of, negotiate and trade things, and then add to your business and try to make them bigger. But you don't want to be giving them too much if they're going to get too much money, because you're trying to have the most money. So it's kind of interesting, and you don't really know how people are doing. It's like, it looks like you're doing really good. Seems to me you're getting a lot of money, so I'm not giving this to you. But it's just so satisfying. It's a very pure negotiation game. That is the mechanism in play here. And I quite enjoy it. I remember playing it. My friend brought it. We played it. I was like, okay, I'm going to need this copy. And I bought it secondhand. Was thrilled from somebody in Edmonton. Somebody picked it up. We used our underground railway system to get the game down to me. And it arrived and it was still in shrink. I didn't realize it's sweet. And it's been in my collection ever since. And we play it regularly because it is just such a satisfying game to play. And that is my number 49, Chinatown.
Good pick. Okay, so 48. I'm excited for this one. 48 is Fairy Ring for me. And this one here, actually, I picked up from Palmetto Games. I didn't really know much about it, but there was a podcaster that had talked about it that I had come across, and I was like, oh, I think I've seen this. It looked kind of interesting. So, and actually, Jamie from Stonemaier Games a couple months ago had it listed as one of his favorite mechanics. It's pretty lightweight, but it's clever. It's a card drafting game, so you take turns drafting cards from a deck that gets passed around. So you take one, and then next turn it passes over to the next person. And based on the card that you pick, when you place it into the fairy ring, not it's the fairy ring, because you can see you're sort of supposed to be in a circle is the idea of it. And so this whole, with 3 players, is the full ring. So that will determine, the card that you pick will determine your move. So your fairy, which is, you can kind of see the red one there closest. It's a little acrylic standee. They're very pretty. And they'll move around in clockwise order. And then ideally you want to make it back around to your own ring. But if you can't make it around to your own ring, then what you're going to try and do is land on a mushroom that you have the same type of. So you can see, like, this person closest to has a yellow, purple, orange, blue, and green one. The second player has green and purple. So you wouldn't want to land on their pink, because that would only benefit them, not you. And again, with the third player, they have 3 that you could land on, but you don't want the pink because you don't have that one. So because when you land on it, they will get the benefit and you get the benefit. And yeah, they have different set collections. So like the green ones is like the number of fireflies, and then some of them are like tallest, or like number of number of mushrooms in the set. Some of them will just give you points or mana. And the point system is actually pretty interesting too, because you'll get those little blue tokens in the middle. And for every 20 mana, then you have these little discs. So the closest disc would be the one on the middle right there, which is probably for the player closest there. So for every 20, you get 1 actual victory point. And it's played over, I believe it's based on the number of cards. I think there's 6 cards. So you'll play around till there's 1 left. And then that triggers the round. I think I said round. You'll play hands. Maybe you call them hands. You'll play the 6 hands, and then you'll move on to the second round, which will have higher scoring cards. And then, and then once the second round ends, it's the person with the most points that wins. So I love, like, the look of it is like, ooh, like it's so like colorful, and like it I was really surprised. I was like, like I'm gonna get this, and I don't know like how, but like the thinkiness part of it of like, okay, so yes, if I place this one down, then I'll get to move 3, and then I can score that, which is good. But then if I have that, then next turn, I'm pretty sure, because I've had 1 round of the cards, that should be this card that'll be coming up. So it's like there's a lot of kind of like, what do they have? What do I have? What are they going to take type things? So, you played this one when we were in Invermere.
I played with you in Invermere, yes. And I was impressed with the whole, because you're scoring on your side, but then you're going to land on the others and you're going to score on theirs. And maybe they've done way more than you have. And that's kind of, you want to land there. And it was so, and then like also adding the card to grow that stem of the mushroom is so satisfying, and it looks so neat. Yeah. In fact, my friend is selling his copy and I bought it. So this one is coming.
Yes. Nice. I'm excited for you. So that's my number 48 fairy ring. Yeah, very pretty.
Great pick. Yes, so pretty. Wonderful. My number 48 is, and that is Holotype, Mesozoic North America. So this is another game that I bought at Pimento Way. And I think you told me about it. You had 100%. Played it there.
I bought it.
And then I was like, I think I want this. And also, like, one of my best friend, her son is in university studying to become a paleontologist. So I was like, I need to get this and I need to play it with them. And now they own their own copy now as well. And they've ordered like the next expansion and stuff. But what I really like about it is, first of all, there's a lot of dinosaur games out there. This is the only like scientific feeling true like dinosaur game I've really come across. Right? Like, because you are a paleontologist
from Jurassic Park.
It's right, exactly. It's just there's no park involved here. Like you're digging for fossils, and you're gonna get fossils for the different eras, and then you're gonna need to put them together to kind of write a paper about these different type of dinosaurs, and then you can publish your paper on that. But you have like your scientist, your paleontologist, and then you have like your like aides. Your field aides that'll help, but they can't print. You can't send them to print the paper. It has to be a paleontologist that does it. But eventually you can unlock a student that's studying in the field, and then they can help with some of the tasks that the field aides can't. But you can't just publish with the fossils you have. You need to have the necessary amount of research as well. So you need to research and study all this. So this is a worker placement, and you're going to be sending in different things. Now, if somebody's already there, you can bump them out as long as the worker you're sending there is a higher level or equal to the worker that's currently there. So your little field aide can't bump a paleontologist out of the way. Like there's a hierarchy here to follow. And you're trying to accomplish these different goals, like have so many research printed on this era or different things like that. And then you're going to put your disc tokens. And then when a certain amount is filled, ends the game, you tally up your points of all the things that you've collected in the sets. And then I love this game. It is so interesting. It is so neat. They did such a great job with it. I really, really like it. And I've played it multiple times. I did an unboxing of this as well a long time ago. It's just everything works so well with it.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I think I can think of like a couple like other like fossil games, but they're all kid based, right? So this one is like heavier, more meaty, and definitely has a lot of like really good because I'm pretty like all the cards and stuff have like little facts about them and like
100%, like where it was discovered, when it was discovered, their scientific name, their scientific nickname, and like it's the attention to details in there is amazing. Now one day me and Kala are gonna meet up in the middle in Drumheller and go at the Royal Tyrrell Dinosaur Museum there, and we're gonna go in the cafeteria and we're gonna play this game there.
Yes. I am very excited to play dinosaur games at the Tyrrell Museum.
And everybody can come and be like, "Whoa, what are you guys doing?" It's like, "Oh,
yes."
Let me convert you to my ways.
I think the really cool part of this, like having grown up in like Drumheller land, with all the dinosaurs and stuff, is just like the like other places in the world that have dinosaurs and like sort of like the differences. That's the part that I really enjoyed, because like you think about it, but you don't really like the comparison. I think like the migration part of it was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you think of like how like, things shift apart, and how we have the continents that we do now, like why we have, why is this dinosaur found here? And then also in China, like, how does that make sense? But it's like, well, actually, if you look at like where the tectonic plates all line up, yeah. So that part of it is cool to me too. Yeah. That's a really good pick.
Yes. Great game. Holotype. My number 48.
Cool. Okay, so 47. Yeah. 47. My number 47 is Pixies. So go from fairies to Pixies. This one here is so cute. It's again very simple, but I love the art. I think Mel is creeped out by the art, but that's okay.
The art creeps me out. It's like I mean, like, let's just go back to the box. Like, okay, Big Eyes looks cute, but it's like, yeah, like, honestly, if I come across something like that in my bed, it's getting smushed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I think they're adorable. But what you're doing is it's very simple. You're doing a 3x3 grid, and it's numbered 1 through 9. So you can see the top one is 1, and then blank, which should be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blank, which should be an 8, and 9. And so you are trying to score based on 3 different scoring conditions. The theme isn't overly important. You could really slap anything on, but the artist is Sylvain, I think it's pronounced Trabot. It's Trabut. He's on Instagram, and he does like this on his Instagram. So if you don't hate it, you should definitely go check it out.
Honestly, like, it's worth checking out. It's amazing work. As much as it creeps me out, it's amazing.
But yeah, the theme is supposed to be that you're moving through the seasons to meet little creatures that emerge from flowering or sheltering in the hollows of trees is the theme. But the 8s, which isn't on here, but the 8s are my absolute favorite because they're freaking bats. And they're so cute. But what you're going to do is based on the number of players, you're going to draft cards. And this is actually showing it's a little bit, it doesn't represent it quite well because it's in a 2-player game. You're actually going to draw 4 cards. So this is partway through what could be a 2-player game. But yeah, so you're going to draw a card from the middle and you're going to place it based on its number. So if I drew the 9, then it would have to go in the 9 position. And the scoring components are these little swirlies. And you can't really see swirlies in this picture, but you can see the X's. So the swirlies are positives. And the X on the bottom right 9 there is minuses. So if you have 5 positive swirlies and 4 negative X's, then that equals 1 point. So 5 minus 4 equals 1. So you score the X's and swirlies, and then you will score your biggest color zone. So like in this one, it would probably be, it'd be their yellows. So depending on the round that you're in, so first round, you get 2 points per card in your biggest color space, and then 3 points in the second round, and I think it's 4 in the third round. So for this one, for the yellow, they'd get 2, 4, 6 points if you were in the first round. And then there's also these ones that say that you get swirlies per color. So if you, that would also add to your swirly bonus. And then the last part of it is validated cards. So validated cards are when you have basically 2 of the same card, they count as the face value. So you can see the 5, 6, and 3 are double stacked. All the rest of them are single. So then you'd get 14 points for your validated cards because you have 6 and 3 is 9 plus 5 is 14. So, and then you take those points and add them up, and then you go into the second round, and by the third round, the person with the most points wins. So it's incredibly simple, but it's tricky because you're drafting cards, and then you can also do a little bit of hate drafting because those flipped over cards, if say like there's a 7 and a 5 left, and I have nowhere to put that 7 and 5, then I have to put it face down in an open spot. And the end round is triggered when somebody fills up their little 3x3 grid. So sometimes you don't get them all filled in either. So yeah, I love the art. It's very simple. I actually just played this one over the weekend and like taught it to somebody new. And it's just like, you know, the first round, you're not going to get it. You're going to be like, what? And then the second round, you're like, okay. And then by the third round, you're like, okay, let's play it again. Now I get it.
Yes. Now I know. Let me lose properly. Yes. But it is very satisfying to play for sure. I quite enjoy this game. Yeah.
And if you're playing against me and there's a bat with -6 on it,
go for it anyways.
Well, no, like you could leave it there and take, you know, the thing you want, or you can be sure that your thing is still going to be there because I'm going to take the stupid little bat and take the -5 points. Yeah, I will say that as a 2-player, it's a little bit difficult in the sense that you won't go through as many of the cards. So if
Mhm.
you're trying to get a validated 8 or a 9 to get rid of those X's, they may not come out as easily. So
Okay.
I would say that, like, in terms of the validated cards, like when you're playing it, you don't want to play to those when you're playing with a lower player count.
Right.
That's the
Nice.
only thing that I found about it. But yeah, that's my number 47, Pixies.
Nice. Great pick.
Yeah.
All righty. My number 47 is, and that's Caution Sign. Oh my God. Caution Sign is hilarious. I bought it, I think, on Amazon. I got a gift card. I'm like, I don't know. I know these designers. I will give this a try. It seems interesting. And I played it the first time with Lily and Patrick. I was like, okay, this is great. And then we've played it many times and it gets so ridiculous. But this is such a great drawing party game. And here's a few samples of previous drawings I've done. But what you get is you get the caution sign, which is a dry erase board, and you get two, like an adjective and then a noun, and then you're going to put it together and you have 20 seconds. That's it. 20 seconds. You're not making beautiful artwork here. You got to be quick
Unless you're
to
Mel.
draw something. Well, so, and it's something ridiculous. So in here I have like gassy grandparent, shuffling cave person, smelly lumberjack, and I think it was like cool vampire or something like that, or distinguished vampire or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, like some of it was like flexible cow. It's like, how are you gonna draw this? And then just Kate time is done. Like, okay, we're gonna do something, and it might look like nothing, right? And if it doesn't, that's even better. And then what's gonna happen is everybody's gonna put like their drawing down. You're gonna gather all the words without looking at them, and you're going to shuffle them up and you're going to add two to the pile just to make it interesting. And then the person that's the guesser this round is going to look at all the drawings and look at all the words, and they're going to try to match them up to what this is supposed to be. And sometimes like, what? Like the game with Carla, I was like, well, have an alligator here. There is no alligator on here at all. And it turned out it was crawling nun, not an alligator at all. That's my favorite, still my favorite one by far. And then we'll play with Birdie, and Birdie's like tiny little. But this is such a fun game. Every time we play it, it goes, wow, I adore this game. And that is my number 47, Caution Signs.
That's a good one. I just sent you a picture not that long ago of Caution Sign cookies that somebody made.
Yes, that was cool. I think it was a flexible cow there. Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so 46. My number 46 is Bebop. I'm not going to try to explain this game because I will butcher it. But I even tried rereading the rules, and I'm still not 100% sure that I understand the end game scoring. I don't think it's overly complicated. I think I'm just maybe a little bit dumb. Because it doesn't sound complicated, but I'm just like, I don't get it.
I mean, at the nature of it, it's an area control game.
Yes, yeah, 100%. You're supposed to be at this huge jazz festival, and then there's all these different performers that are set up at different stages, is what it's supposed to be. And you're a booking agent that's trying to get all of these fans of these musicians in the best seats in the house based on their favorite instrument, which, as somebody that has a spouse who loves music, I think this game makes that task sound easier said than done, because sometimes the closest I have found is not the best seat. Yeah. So just fair warning there for any people with spouses and think that this game is the closer the better. Which in this game, yes, in real life does not translate. But yeah, area control. You're going to be placing reserved seats for the guests, and the guests are supposed to be the dice, which I'm not sure I had remembered that when we played it. And I think I was almost getting there with the end game scoring as I was reading through again, but the person who has got their fans to the best seat basically gets the highest rating and then gets the most points out of each of these little stages. And then there's a part about families that I got a little bit lost about reading, but basically, like it's not complicated. Like when you go, you want to sit with the people that you're going with. So I think the part that I was confusing is that I thought the little dice were the players, not the fans. And so I think when you shift that, I think I would be able to do better with the end game scoring. So yeah, those are
So the discs are the players then?
Yes.
Because you have the discs that have the different instrument on there.
Yeah.
Now you have these little hexagon pieces with the square that we can place
and that's
down.
The VIP seats.
And we're going to put discs or our dice in there.
Which are the fans.
Yeah.
And they're fans of that kind of music.
Yeah. And then the dice have different instrument and different colors. And I think it's around each stages, it's whichever color. Is it color or the instrument?
I think it's color because that's the family. That's the group that you're trying to go and be with. So you can kind of see in the bottom there's a teal that's stuck right in between all of those purple people. So you have this one random person.
Big family,
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I think if I had translated the theme a little bit better, maybe I could have got there. But I think I was stuck on the fact that they had instruments on them, and therefore that was the music players. So it felt like there was a lot of music
That's just the type of music
players.
they like to watch,
yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's colorful, beautiful, colorful game.
Yeah. So even though I was a little confused, I was very pulled in by the theme, and then I think I'm almost there. I think if I could play it one more time, which I think is why it is on the list, which we have talked about. Some of these I just really want to play them again, but I think for this one it would be higher on my list once I figure it out, because I really enjoy the theme. Like I enjoy Luthier, I enjoy House of Fado, and I've been really liking the music theme in gaming more, and that it's not, it's kind of like the fossil things, right? Like it's a little bit more of a heavier weight game where it's not just like, oh, we're learning about notes, right? Like it's not this like lightweight kind of kids game that you're playing. So the art is really cool, and it definitely has like some different mechanics to it too, because there's in the middle there's this little track that as things kind of, and I can't remember what balances, but there's something that as they get taken, then it scores less. So it's a cool one. I would definitely recommend anybody that is a music fan to read the thematics. Don't skip over the flavor text, because I think it definitely does help with gameplay. That's my number 46, Bebop.
Yeah, great pick. Because that was one that we played, me, you, and Carla at my house just around Christmas time. Yeah.
I think I played it at Carla's.
We played it what?
I think we played it at Carla's.
Oh, maybe you guys played it at Carla's. I played it the first time at my house.
Oh. I thought it was you and me that played it, but with Carla.
Is this the picture?
Anyways. Yeah, because that's my arm.
That's your arm, and that's my Christmas tablecloth.
Okay. Yes, you're 100% right. Okay. I remembered it being at Carla's.
All righty. So my number 46 is Royals. I played this at Malcon a couple of Malcon ago. 2 players, just me and Michael. Everybody else had kind of left. They were started to pack up, and he's like, should we do one last one? I was like, let's do one last one. And we played this one. I was like, I want it. I want this game so bad. And I could not find it. But now I did, and I do own it. But this is a area control game, and it's a bit Ticket to Ride style where you're collecting cards, and these cards are going to have different, and this is a very zoomed in. That's the best picture I could find because you're losing a lot kind of getting the big picture, but you have these cards that just have the crest of each of the areas. And so if you get a bunch of blue crests eventually, and you'll notice like on the different cities, there's like numbers there. So if you get 4, then you can go and take control of Bordeaux, and you're kind of, you know, placing your person, and then you get control of these different things. But somebody can come and boot you out as well. And then if you're the first one to go there, you get that little token, and it gives you some extra bonus points. And also there are royals attached to each location, and you're going there, and it's like, okay, now you get to put one of your token that you're influencing this particular royal. But now you get booted out, they go in, now they take over that area, and they also influence that royal, and so on. And as you go, you will score 3 times. And then you're going to look at each of the areas, and whoever has the majority of it's going to score so many points for each of the different districts. Now, I think we have France, we have Britain, we have I don't know, is it Germany up there or something? Like you have the different countries, and then the different cities in each countries. And then you get to go again. But it's so simple and so satisfying. And then at the end, each of the royals are going to score as well. And of course, like the king's going to score more than the queen, that's going to score more than the bishop, that's going to score, and so on, right? But whoever has the most influence there is going to score the points there. And if you tie, these are like puzzle pieces, and then you break the puzzle piece, and you each get half of the royal, and then you score like half the points or whatever. And then it's just collecting these and trying to take control of these different areas, and it's like straight up area control game,
right?
And it's, for some reason, it is just so satisfying. And I used to think I didn't like area control because I'm really not a fan of Risk, but turns out I really like area control. I just don't like Risk.
Okay, you and Carla talk about that a lot. When was the last time you played Risk?
I played Risk in 2018.
Okay, you have played it recently.
You still don't like it? I played it recently. Patrick's friend came and he says, "Can we?" Because we were doing a game night, and then he showed up with Risk. He's like, "I really want to play this one." I'm like, "Fine." And I slaughtered them all as fast as I could. And then the game was finally over, and I said, "Let me show you Memoir 44." And I don't think he ever looked at Risk again.
Okay, because I have not played it in years. I also am not a fan, but I'm like, I wonder if I played it now, if I'd like it more.
No.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? Like growing up, my brother and I would play Risk. Well, he'd be like, "Hey, come play a game with me." I was like, "Okay, yay." And then it's the trick. It was Risk. Yeah. And he wouldn't let me quit. We weren't allowed to stop playing. Yeah. And I wasn't allowed to go on suicide mission. And it was just like, I don't want to play this game anymore. And it would just keep going and going and going. Like,
just oh like my the God. Friends episode.
I'd be
like
free.
3 days. I have to take it on the subway.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was horrible. But I mean, and I'm sure, like, there's Risk Legacy. There's different version of Risk. Is it a terrible, terrible game? No. If somebody comes and brings in and says, "I really want to play this one," am I going to play it? Yes. Am I going to love it? Probably not. But it's okay. It's okay. But
this one is not Risk.
This one is not Risk, and it is satisfying somehow. And there's nothing like, okay, you take over. It's like, okay, great, now you're building, and all of a sudden they're like, blam, blam, and you take it like, oh my God, I need to get France again. And you're like, so I don't know. It just works. It is, I love it. I really enjoy this one. Hence why it's my number 46, Royals.
Nice. Yeah, I've not played that one, but yeah, you chatted about it a few times, and it does sound interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So on to 45. My 45 is just very out to lunch because it is the beginning of March, and I'm going to talk about a Christmas game. It's called Rudolph, which isn't out to lunch for Mel, but is not. It is very out to lunch for me. Christmas is December, the month of December only.
Oh, please, November, December, January, at least.
November is Remembrance Day and my birthdays. I only have one birthday, but my spouse has a birthday in November, just to be clear.
So you guys just share it and spread it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But this one is so cute. I bought a copy. It's right here.
Nice.
It's so cute. It's this Christmas themed game, which I'm trying to get a few more because I'm playing more at the library. And so I'm looking forward to teaching it in December. And so this one here, basically you're competing to be the best sleigh and reindeer team. And Santa's going to want to use you at Christmas time to deliver all the presents. So in each round, players are going to reveal cards in the center of the table, and then you have to like kind of race and quickly choose which card to add to your sleigh. And you're trying to balance your scoring mechanic or your scoring metrics on the sleigh side to optimize the points that you get from the different sets of reindeer that are pulling the sleigh. So you can kind of see here on the left, there's the sleigh and it gets longer. And then on the right, there's the reindeer. And you can kind of tell like the ones in the front are all yellow. And then the second ones are like green. And then there's some purple ones in there. And there's like blue and teal, which the blue and teal, they're a little bit the same color. I didn't love that part when you're trying to like quickly grab them. But anyways, so after the final round, there's like final reindeer majority points that get distributed out, and then the players with the most point wins. So this is where I'm feeling like very insecure about my level of smartness. I also got a little bit mixed up with the end game scoring on this one, so I'm excited to, when I play it again in December, figure out the part that I was missing, because we played it I think twice back to back, and I was like, there's something at the end that I'm not getting, just on the end game scoring part of it. But generally speaking, it is very simple. I'm just a little obtuse, I think, with end game scoring apparently, and I really like the multi-use cards. They're just so cute.
Yes, really neat.
Yeah.
Do you use it for the sleigh? Do you use it for the reindeer? Then each sleigh is going to score depending on what you have in your reindeer. And then there's also the area majority as well at the end. Yeah. You know what this game reminds me of? That It has like a strong quality of? Point salad. It's a point salad game, but you're creating a row. And sometimes where their position is going to matter a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, 100%.
But cute.
I haven't played Point Salad very much, and I would like to own it, but I'm holding out for the Pokemon version.
I can't say I blame you. That one looks super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 45, Rudolph.
It's a great game. So good. It's so small. It's like just lots of goodness in a nice, tight package. All right. My number 45 is Phantom Inc. I like this game. I like this game so much. And I cannot help myself. Every time I play it, I'm the clue giver. I have to do it in a ghost voice. But this would be like a great one to play at Halloween, but it's a great one to play all around. And it's one of those that plays into two teams, and then you can however many members you have in a team. But each team will have a clue giver. And then they're going to look at a card together, and they're going to pick a word. So let's say, and I'm not sure what they're picked in this one, but let's say they picked, what did they pick in here? The guess was giraffe. But you pick a word, and then the team will have a bunch of cards, and this card's going to have different questions on them. And they're going to secretly pick a question and slide it to their clue giver. And the clue giver is going to look at it. And then there could be a bunch of different things. Like, so what country am I most likely to find it in? And you actually pass 2 questions. The clue giver is going to look at them and pick one question to answer, discard the other. Because sometimes it could just be like, it just does not apply. So you ask these 2 questions. The other question that they have in this example is, what is a group of them called? No freaking idea what's a group of giraffe called. Is it a herd?
I would go with herd. Hold on, I have a what is a group of giraffes called?
A neck. I don't know.
It's a neck of giraffes.
But where it gets interesting, it's like the clue giver is going to give the answer 1 letter at a time. So let's say we went with country and it's Africa, and then I would put an A. Now, the other team doesn't know what the question is. So they have no idea what this is. But maybe they'll continue to say, okay, give us another letter. So then I give them F. Now they're pretty sure it's like, okay, it has to be Africa. So then they stop or whatever, right? And then, so the other team only see AF. They have no idea what the context of this is. But they know it's a clue for the same word they're trying to guess, right? So you're getting some like incomplete, obscure information here. You're getting some information on your end. And every time you reach the I, you can ask to get an extra letter in one of the answers. So be like, you know what, with that AF, give me another one. What is it? And then they're like, add an R. It's like, okay. And then they have their own clues that, okay, I think we know. So on their turn, they could, instead of asking for questions, we're going to try to guess. And they're going to guess 1 letter at a time as well. So if they think it's like, it's monkey, put M. And then M said, okay, you're wrong. Oh, okay, we're way wrong. So then they stop there. And then you kind of keep going until one of the team guesses correctly. But there's even a question out there that says, just give me a random word that has nothing to do with anything.
Oh.
There is. And they'd be like, metal. And then just to throw the other team off, I'm like, what is this? Like it doesn't fit anything. Like, and
right.
It's meant to be used that way, but it's just such a neat, interesting word guessing game, and it just adds such an interesting spin to it, and I absolutely love it. Now I have played with people that aren't into these type of games, and they're like, I would love to leave, please. It's just like, please don't make me play this again. And these were like more like heavy Euro gamers, like they just didn't want to be playing a party game to begin with. And it's like, but then like, because we're like, we finished our 1 round, it's like, okay, should we play again? And he's like, no. And he got up and left, and everybody else like, yeah, again, let's go. So it might not be for everyone, but it's so good. I absolutely love it. And then, like I said, I play this as a ghost. I'm like, hey. It's like, and I can't remember who I was doing, but we were both doing like ghost voices.
You and Travis.
Oh, probably. Yeah. So fun. And that is my number 45, Phantom Inc.
Nice. The crowd will be happy to know that a group of drafts is called a tower. We just got this from our fancy people.
For real? A tower?
Yeah. A neck made more sense to me.
Also a stretch.
A neck made more sense, but okay.
Or a stretch of drafts we're also having.
Well, so acceptable.
Yeah.
All right. Weird. You know what? That's the type of clue that would not help at all. Because
no.
Yeah. But yeah.
Unless it was like the 3 of us playing and we all knew that random bit of information.
No.
But yes.
No, that's in here now, and an hour's gone.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'd probably think it was a neck. That's what I would remember.
Wonderful.
A group of drafts is not called a stretch, it's a neck. And then we Google it. Oh yeah. No, you're right. All right, number 44. My number 44 is Tobago. So yeah, you and I played this on a tiny little hotel room. This one I think you got gifted to you by Rio Grande, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so like shout out to them because I would not have touched this game. because it's deduction, but it's reverse deduction. And I'm horrible at deduction games, but Ashley and I were chatting over the weekend, and maybe I just need to be more okay with losing for a longer amount of time with deduction games to be able to get better at them. But like I said, this one's reverse deduction, so it makes me feel cleverer than I am. So you have these little treasure card maps, and they're going to give you more information each time about where a treasure is hidden on this map. And as more and more information gets revealed, it narrows down where that treasure can be buried. And it's a bit of a race to get to where that treasure is. But it's also a bit of luck too, in the card gets drawn up and your Jeep is nearby and you're like, perfect, I'm going for that one. So there's a tiny bit of a luck element to it too, but the movement isn't I wouldn't say it's not restrictive, because I think you get to move up to 3 spaces, but you can move as far as you want within a terrain. But then if you move out of a terrain, it's an extra move or something like that.
And you get to decide which rule you want to add. So you can specifically pick something that's closer to you.
Yeah. So it's like it has some luck element that is like, ooh, like I'm nearby, I don't have to go very far, easy, done, I got a treasure. Or if it's like, so, or if you put it all the way on the other end because you think the other person can't get there, and then you're like, actually, So, so you chase the treasures around the board, and then when the treasure card runs out, that's what ends the game, and the person with the most treasure wins. But when you're doing the treasures, you're gonna pull a number of cards based on how many people kind of interacted with that treasure for a short explanation, and then you take those, and then the person that gets to the treasure gets to look at it, and then you shuffle them, and then they're going to do a little bit of a push your luck part of it too, where they're like, okay, like, I know there's a treasure with 3, I know there's a treasure with 4, and there's a skull, and there's a treasure with 1. So you pull the treasure with 1 and you're like, ooh, well, I really want the 3 or 4. So then you're like, okay, yeah, give me another card. And so then you get the 3, and you're like, okay, well, I could take another card and I get the 4, and then I'd have 8 points, or I get the skull. And you need one of those. It's a little blue token in the bottom kind of left there that helps counteract the little skull. So if you don't have one of those, you don't want the skull. So you might stop there, and then the other person gets, not sure if you get what's left of the points.
Because what happened is whoever contributed to that treasure, the amount of contribution is the amount of treasures they put in. And so I get to see what I put in, you get to see what you put in, but sometimes there's extra ones in there as well that nobody's seen. They're shuffled. So then you reveal, it's like, do you want it or do you pass on it? And be like, I'm going to pass because I know there's a 3 and that's a 1. And then the other player's like, well, I know there's a -5 or whatever, so I'm going to take it. Like, and we're like, why are you taking it? So the next one comes out. Now, if a cursed one comes, you can't pass. You're taking it. And then it ends. You don't get any more of the treasures that are out there. Yeah. But you don't get
bad things.
Yeah. You don't get the negative ones in the first few rounds. Like the cursed treasures are like further down.
7 cards or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video I skimmed through on it did not clearly explain how it went out. But yeah, I love the little components, the little like the little statues. They're so cute.
They're amazing.
Yeah, and the video that I watched said that when you put the board together, I think it can go into 36 different ways that the board can be.
Oh, wow. So it just changes up all the time. Nice.
Yeah.
Because it does like come together like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's my number 44, Tobago.
Great pick. Now, has this one been on my list already? I think I talked about this earlier.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You did much better at it than I did.
Great pick anyways. All right. My number 44 is Civilization: A New Dawn.
Oh.
I have something for civilization games. They just appeal to me. However, civilization games play forever. Except for a New Dawn. A New Dawn will play fairly quick as far as civilization goes. Now, what's really interesting with this one, and this is, I played it at Malcon. This is a picture of Malcon. One of the key aspects that you don't see on there is the action. This has an action selection that Arc Nova is based on, right?
Oh.
Like it has the different action that you can do. You activate the action, everything shifts, and it goes at the bottom of the thing. And it's the different area that you can kind of do that action in, the different terrain. So if you're at the number 5, you can do this action anywhere, in the mountains, in the plains, in the whatever, like you can do it anywhere. But it is an area control in its core. Like you're going to create your settlements, you're going to spread from there, you can put some defense around, you're going to spread, you can attack each other, or you can create alliance and then kind of trade with other people with your caravans as well. And then when you get the alliance, it gives you like a benefit of an extra benefit that you can do. But if you ever attack, then that alliance is gone. So but it's so neat. And you build the map as you go. That's one of the things where like it kind of spreads and you're adding to it and you're adding these elements. And it's the first one, I think, that gets to a certain amount of complete settlements that'll kind of trigger the end of the game, and then you score points. And it's such an interesting, beautiful game. The components are great. It's really well organized. There's all these different characters that you can play, and the action selection is so neat. And that's why you see it reused again in other games. And I really, really like this game. So this is one that I was really hoping to play again. And at Malcon was like, hey, I would really like to play this. And we got a couple people to play it, and it was just as amazing as I thought it would be. And I just really like this one. And that is Civilization: A New Dawn.
Nice. I haven't played a lot of Civilization games, actually. I don't know why they don't come out very much. I mean, I know they're long, but we play long games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Civilization games, so we really need to get them playing more. But yeah.
You just need to make them a section.
Well, I have a section that's 90+ minute games. So most of them are in there. But if you look this one, I don't think this one is in there because I don't think the minimum is 90 minutes. Like it's lower than that. So
right. Nice.
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay. So on to 43. My number 43. I'll wait for the video to catch up with me. Is Unconscious Minds. So this one here, Carla taught this one to me at Cartreat. And actually, I think this is the first time I met Irina. And she kicked butt at this game.
Nice.
She was like, I don't know. I'm like not a big gamer. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so she did a very good. She did a very good job at this one. I did better the second time when you and Carla and I played it, but
nice.
The art on this one, I think Carla's talked a bit about them on some of the previous podcasts, but it's Andrew Bosley, Vincent Dertrain, and Yoma, and she's talked about kind of the different ways that the artist came into it. It's very, very well done. But the theme of it is from Sigmund Freud's like psychoanalysis in like the early 1900s, and how he and other psychologists would meet and regularly discuss the symbolism in dreams. So you're a member of this meeting group, and you're trying to come up with new techniques and grow your client base and establish a practice. And you're doing that by publishing theories and having peer reviews on those papers. And it's just, it has a really, really good theme to it. And yeah, usually where I like to spend most of my focus in the game is, in this paper review part of it, because I like that part of it, and I find that I can get the points a little bit easier than the curing the dreams part. But I think once I can figure out the actual dream part of it, I actually might do better at the game, because I'm like, okay, I kind of got this publishing part down. I'm doing a little bit better there, but I think the dream part I haven't quite mastered the turnaround. Like Carla's really good at just being like, okay, and another one, and another one, and another one, right? So she can really pump through those clients.
Yes, no kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just slogging over all the papers over here. So that's me. Yeah. So there's quite a few different moving parts to it for sure. But it's a worker placement with an engine builder part of it kind of mixed in. So you're trying to treat your clients and interpret their dreams with the ultimate goal of having them reach catharsis. And then once they've reached catharsis, then they give you special ongoing or end game scoring abilities, which I also have to get better at picking my clients, because I end up picking all my clients that have end game scoring. And I realized this probably mid game, and I'm going, shoot, Carla's getting all of these points because her clients can actually do things, and mine are just a bunch of lazy sacks that aren't going to do anything until the end. So, yeah. So I really like it. I'm just not very good at it. But yeah, there's lots of different like little moving parts to it for sure. And I know that you guys Carla's done this game way better justice than I will on some of the previous podcasts. But the end game trigger, it's on the light board, kind of in the top left up there. There's a little marker for Freud. And when Freud gets to the end of the reputation track, that's what triggers the end game, and the person with the most points from their clients and whatnot wins. And that's a very small overview of the game without going into
there's
the
so
rules
much
that I will butcher.
going in it too that it's hard to do it justice for sure. Components though, like, are beautiful,
like top tier.
It's an amazing game, amazing looking, and
you can't really see it doesn't really show this one. I don't even know if you could take a great picture of the dreams.
There's just so much. You'd have to, because you got the clear card over top of your client, and then you got to fix the dream, then you got to fix the client still. No, it's neat.
Yeah, so that's my number 43, Unconscious Mind.
Great pick. Thanks. Yes. So my number 43 is Rebel Princess.
Oh, nice.
And I played this one the first time at Card Tree, and I was like, okay, this was cool. And I played it again. I was like, okay, this is really good. And it's a trick-taking game, and we're all princesses. But what we're trying to do is it plays like hearts, where we're trying to avoid the hearts, but we're trying to avoid the proposals from the prince. And for some reason, all these princes are trying to marry, and we really don't want to. And you're trying to avoid winning tricks that has princes in it because you're getting all these proposals. But you're trying to and they played, and you got to follow suit, and the suit is 9, and it's like, I don't have, or yellow, that is like, I don't have any yellow, so I'm going to give you a couple of proposals in here, and then he slides in and it's just very interesting and satisfying just in that way alone, with the theme and everything. But then you also have all of these princesses have a special ability that they can do. It's like, well, I'm going to activate my ability, and this round, it's not the highest that wins, it's the lowest card that wins, and it's like, oh no. It's like, and then you also have a different thing that happens at each round. You're going to be shifting cards one way, you're going to be shifting cards the other way. Or it could be like, okay, pick half the deck. That one gets put down. You don't get to play it until the second half, and you got to play with half the deck. Yeah. Then you pick up and you play with the second half. Or you pick whichever your last trick is going to be. And then be like, oh, okay, I put a prince in there. It's like, I don't know how it's gonna go. But so you have all these little twists and plots that's gonna go and happen, and you're playing. So I think it's 3 rounds where you're just trying to play and avoid as many proposals as you can, or get all the proposals. And if you end up getting all the proposals, you score for none, and everybody scores 10 points, I think it is. And it's just such an interesting game, and the art is beautiful, and the theme is so funny and comical, and it just works so well. And you win me at trick taking all the time anyways. Trick taking, I'm in. So this is a great one, and that's number 43, Rebel Princess.
That's an excellent pick.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 42 then is fishing.
Perfect. That's so good. Love that one too.
Surprise! It's a trick-taking game. This one I really like. Obviously, it's on my top 50. But the first time I played it, I thought it was stupid. But then I think you hadn't played it yet, and Carla was staying down in Drum. Her and John were staying at a campsite down in Drum, and you hadn't played it yet. And so I was like, oh, do you want to play fishing? And Mel's like, oh, I want to play fishing. I want to play it so bad. It looks so good. And I'm just like, fine, I'll play frickin' fishing game. And then I was like, I know I don't want points in the beginning, but I want them at the end. And somehow that makes sense, but okay. But kind of based on my like snarky, like this game is stupid, I'm just going to not get any points at the end. I was like, oh, I see what Carla meant by that. And so like, it's a trick taking game and you want to score points,
yes,
but at the perfect time.
Ideally.
So, yes. And Mel is exceptionally good at this right off the hop, which is a little obnoxious, but that's fine. So yeah, the idea is you want to catch as many tricks over 8 rounds. And it's kind of nice because it introduces you kind of slowly. Like it's just a standard trick taking, right? Like I lead with a yellow 3, or a yellow 3, you play a yellow 4, you win the trick, right? So like it's standard trick taking that way. But as you move forward into the next round, then you get new elements introduced, like a green trump suit. So green is trump, or like special powered buoy cards. And at the end of each round, you're going to score 1 point for each of the cards that you caught, which, you're like, yeah, I want lots of cards. But because as the new round goes, you get these better cards, then you don't want to take too many cards, because what happens is you get more cards in your hand. And if you're out of cards at the beginning, then you get to draw from the pile that has better cards. So you want those cards. But
because your captured tricks becomes your cards for the next trick.
Yes.
And if you have a hand of 6, if you won more tricks than 6, then that's all that you're going to have. But if you only won 3, like 4 cards, let's say, then you get to draw the difference in the improved card deck.
Yes. So in the beginning, you want to be drawing more cards from the improved card deck, because if you've scored all the points in the beginning part of it and you're like, yep, I've won all the tricks, but then people are going to not have cards from their catch because you've been winning them all, so they're going to be drawing and they're going to have higher cards, and then all the cards that you have, you're then going to give away as points because they're going to have the higher cards to take from you. So it's a very interesting balance, because you can't just hold out until the end either. Because if you hold out until the end, you're not going to have enough points. And the person that's in there squirreling all the points away, like, they have nothing left, but they had 40 cards from the beginning. And, we only had 2 more rounds left after they were at 40 points. So, they only lost, let's say, 8 cards. And so they're at like, whatever that is, because I forgot the first number I said, plus the points that they did score. So, they're sitting pretty nicely to your like 13 points that you just scored at the last 2 rounds, right? So it's, once you figure out the balance, it's very different from, I think, any other trick taker that I've played. I've played a lot in 2025. Oh, look, and I'm even wearing my Lone Navy hat today. It fits thematically. So yes. Yeah, I would highly recommend if you like trick takers to try this one. I'm going to say 3 times.
So amazing.
3 times.
Yeah.
You're going to hate it the first time and be confused. You're going to have gone through 8 rounds and been like, why did I just waste all that time? And then the second time you're going to be like, oh, I think I get it. And that person still kicked my butt. And then the third time you're going to be like, aha, I think I know what I'm doing. And then from there you'll like it. And then you can try and do better. So yes,
it's
that's
just
number
so
42.
Interesting with this trick taking game because you're not like it's not like you're bidding on the amount of tricks that you're trying to guess.
Nope.
But you do want to win some trick and not win some trick because if it's all little cards, yeah, they're going to be points, but then you're going to have a handful of weak cards and you're going to be less likely to win. Yeah. Which, if you don't have a lot of cards, might be good because then you're going to get to draw from the better cards. But then if somebody plays, a 13, because you start with 1 to 10, the 13s are in the better cards. It's like, oh, it's a 13. Well, now might be the time to play my little trump card to try to get that if you can. So it's an interesting balance of how much do you want to win, which one do you want to win, and do you want to not win so you can draw? And the more you draw, the better the cards get. So if you draw first, okay, great. But then it's like these cards are then going to be there's going to be so much better out there. So, this game is amazing. It's just so good. So I don't know who and how they came up with this.
I don't know.
It's clever. Somebody really clever out there. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, that's my number 42. Fishy.
Oh, Friedman Freeze. That's who came up with it. So there you go. All righty.
We do have the ability for that.
My number 42 is Obsession. This game is interesting. Yes, I know why you did that face. So Obsession it's basically like a deck building game, technically. You're building your deck, you're going to be acquiring, and your cards in your deck are your gentry, like your family, and then the people that are coming on as guests to your home. And you're going to be hosting these activities because we're and I'm watching Bridgerton right now. This kind of fits perfect with that too. So we're watching Buccaneers. There you go. So you're trying to create these events to kind of attract the right kind of people to your, because you're trying to, it's like, I know, courting season, right? So you're trying to, introduce people for this courtship or whatever. So, but you can't just run an event to run an event. You need to have the proper staff. And then if you're inviting this lady, that's great, but she needs to have a lady in waiting available to but if you don't have one available, maybe, you can have a maid kind of step in that role at that point or whatever. So you have all of these meeples that are the different colors and different shape that are the different type of staff you have available. So it's like, I'm inviting this lady, but she needs this kind of, lady to help. And then we're inviting this gentleman and he needs, like the butler to be there as well to kind of organize everything. And then you play them and then you get to have this event and you're going to score, reputation or money or different things. And then, but then that staff has been they need to rest before you can get them to do some more. They need rest. These people are demanding, right? So then you get to do the different one. And then you're going to be acquiring these different tiles that are different activities that you can host. And then you're doing this all over again. It's okay, well, we've used these staff. These ones are available now. And then, so you're going to do this next event with the other staff that you have available. So it's like, well, I can't do that because I don't have that staff available, but we could have a garden tea. So now we're having a garden tea. We're inviting these people and that's going to, provide this more reputation, these more money. So you can buy more tiles. And then those guests now our staff is going to need the rest, but the ones that rested now are available again. So then that's great. And then you can hire more staff and it is just so neat. And I remember we played this in Invamere. Me and Travis are going up. He's like, so what are you most excited to play with? I was like, Obsession. And he's like, tell me about it. I'm telling about it. I was like, aren't you just excited to play? He's like, no, that sounds horrible. But I think I did enjoy the game anyways. But it's just definitely, if you're into the, Jane Austen style, or Bridgerton, or what's the other one where it's more about the staff? And I forget now, but
Downton Abbey.
Like, this definitely appeals, like it has that quality to it, but the gameplay is extremely solid. And even if you don't like that theme, the gameplay is so solid that it works so well. And great game, and that is my number 42.
Nice. That is a great pick. I quite enjoy that pick. So moving on to 41. My number 41 is Obsession. That's so cool. I didn't think we were going to get that close to a crossover.
That
it's
is
not
really
a number
close,
crossover,
yeah.
but that's pretty close. Okay, so I was trying to because I know I'm not great at explaining games, so I tried to focus more on theme, and I realized when I was reading through some of these Pixies, I was like, what is the theme on this, right? So I actually read more into the theme on the Obsession, and basically your house is your estate is about, you're part of the elite, but your family has lost all their money, and you're trying to marry well in order to bring money back into your estate. So you're kind of taking the last of your money, like Mel says, throwing all these lavish parties, bringing people in to marry well. And we've been watching The Buccaneers, which is about bringing people over from America with their new money to bring that into England, which is quite funny when I was thinking of the theme, where I was like, oh, because in this game there actually is an American, and she's actually worth negative points
in reputation.
In reputation, which is so funny because if you're into this kind of mid 19th century Victorian England era, it fits. It's very thematic. So I really we keep talking about doing a Jane Austen day, and we should really just do it.
100%.
Where we have Marrying Mr. Darcy and Obsession, and there's a new one that came out too.
Dowagers or Deadly
Dowagers? Yeah, Deadly Dowagers. Which?
Love letters.
Oh, Love Letters. Yeah, we can play Love Letters.
I have the Bridgerton love letter too.
There we go. Yes. Yes. So I think that would be fun to do that. I will say my one critique of this game, the Invermere game, 6 players, not my jam.
I played a long time. Yeah.
So I think I would prefer it at 3 max, 4 absolutely max. I think would be my recommendation on this one. It's so good. It's so good. It's such a good one.
Yeah.
That's all I got. But that's my 41.
That's a great one.
Obsession. Thanks for explaining it much better than I would have.
It worked that we're so close like this, just back to back.
Yeah.
Nice. So my number 41 is Flip 7. Oh. This is just such a silly, simple card game. Pure push your luck. That is just so satisfying to play. I think I played it the first time was in Vimeo, and I've played it since many, 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 many times. And this is one of those games that you can play with people that have never played a game before. It's simple to explain and to just play. You can play with very, avid gamers because it's a great palate cleanser. Let's play this real quick in between, and then let's move on to the next one. And you have this deck of card. Now, in this deck of card, there'll be 1 0. There's 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, and so on up to 12 12s. And you're going to shuffle all these cards, and you're going to flip a card, and you're going to reveal it, and it's a 10. Then it's your turn again, and now you decide, do you want to score 10 points, or do you want to reveal another card? I'm going to reveal another card. It's a 0. Now, 0 is worth 0 points.
Right.
But you're not drawing another 0 because there's only 1 out there. And if you ever get 7 different numbers, you score a bonus 15 points. So it helps towards that. Then
Right.
everybody goes around. It's your turn again, and you flip another card. Now you have an 8. So we're at 18 points. 3 cards. We're doing good. Then the next player flip, and they flip a draw 3. Now, when you draw an action card, you don't have to use it for yourself. You could, but you could give it to somebody else and be like, okay, well, I'm going to make you draw 3. It's like, okay, so you draw 1 and it's a 12. It's like, oh, darn, there's 11 other 12s in there. 12 is like where it's a lot of points and it's a nice one to stop with. But now you draw 3, you have to draw 2 more. Then you draw an 11. It's like, oh, okay, and then you draw again and it's a 12. You bust. If you ever draw and reveal the same number you already have, everything you work for gets tossed away. You score 0 this round. Unless you had the chance to draw a second chance card, which allows you to discard that one, discard your second chance, and then you can kind of keep, well, in this case, you would have to keep going and draw another one, right? But so it's simple. It is so simple. And you keep playing until somebody reaches 200. And then whoever has the most points, the winner. At the end of that round, right? So it's just a very simple push your luck. Do you push, try to get more points? Or are you going to try to go for slow and steady and just slowly creep up in points? Or, like it's, and then you always get the one who's like, nope, I'm going all in. Is it bust? It's like, oh no, is it bust? It's like, maybe I'll go to slow and steady. So it's just very simple, very, very simple. They just released a new version of this that's Flip 7 Revenge, I think, or Vengeance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a new version that just came out, and I'm hearing amazing things about it. I think it has a lot more player interaction, but I haven't played it or anything to kind of talk more about it.
And that's different than the Grinch one.
Yeah, I want the Grinch one as well. But yeah, completely different from the Grinch one.
Because
I think the Grinch one is a reskin of this one. Yeah, I think Grinch one is just a reskin of this one. But it's like, instead of draw 3, it's like stink, stank, stunk. It's thematic, which would be amazing just for that alone.
I feel like they could have done the Grinch one as the Revenge reskin and then did like a not Christmas one after.
Well, maybe they didn't think of it till after. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was behind any of this, but yeah, the new version is getting a lot of buzz as well. But even if you come across Flip 7, this is one that I gifted a lot at Christmas just because it's such a great game. Yeah. And that is my number 41, Flip 7.
Cool.
So that was our game from 50 to 41. Lots of great games in this list, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm working on our next one now. So we have lots of great games coming for the next one as well. Because funny is like, oh, I really need to find a picture for this. And you're like, that's not the list I have. It's like, that's not what I did today. I didn't refresh that one, but yeah, no. But yeah, so that is the bottom of the top half. But before we call it quits here, Kayla, where can we find you?
Yes, so I'm on Bluesky as March Hatter, and you can also find me on Instagram. And on Instagram, I am going to remember what my Instagram is called really well here. It is Table Turner Games on Instagram. Yeah.
All right. You can also find me on Instagram. It's mels_boardgame_room. I'm also on YouTube, Facebook, and Bluesky at Mel's Board Game Room. I also do a podcast with my friend Carla called The Board Game Specialist. And for that, we also have a Discord called, I don't know, it's not called anything. You have to get a link, and I'll make sure that I add the link to the comments. And if for any reason it doesn't work, reach out to me because sometimes they have expiring links for Discord. And I keep trying to put non-expiring links, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Nice. Cool.
Perfect.
Yes, their Discord is cool. They do lots of chatting on there. Highly recommend.
There is lots of chatting. It's fun. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to catch our next one for our 40 to 31 coming next week, hopefully. So
Yes.
I shouldn't be so busy as I have another recording scheduled in 45 minutes here. So, but yes, I do this to myself. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.
Bye.